have some great recommendations for you this month from staff suggestions and some from patron suggestions too. The first one I want to share is called The Dark Vineyard. This a novel of the French countryside by Martin Walker. And this one was a staff member who said that for lovers of Southwest France countryside and mystery, this is the third book in a series about French policeman Bruno. In the space of a few weeks, the normally sleepy village sees attacks on Vietnamese vendors, arson at a local Asian restaurant, subpar truffles from China smuggled into outgoing shipments at a nearby market, all of it threatening the truffle trade worth millions of dollars each year, and all of it spelling trouble for Bruno, the master chef, devoted onophile, and most important, beloved chief of police. When one of his hunting partners, a noted truffle expert, is murdered, Bruno's investigation into the murky events unfolding around St. Denis becomes infinitely more complicated. His friend wasn't just a connoisseur of French delicacies. He was a former high-profile intelligence agent, and someone wanted him dead. That is The Dark Vineyard. Next up is the new, one of the new books by Vince Flynn called Kill Shot. We own this one in regular print and an audiobook. And this one follows the young Mitch Rapp on a deadly mission to hunt down the men responsible for the Pan Am Lockerbie terrorist attack. For months, Mitch Rapp has been steadily working his way through a list of men, bullet by bullet. With each kill, the tangled network of monsters responsible for the slaughter of 270 civilians becomes increasingly clear. He's given his next target, a plump Libyan diplomat who is prone to drink and is currently in Paris without a single bodyguard. That's Kill Shot. Changing gears a little bit. Last month I didn't give you any, I only gave you adult titles, so I threw in a few young adult titles. And this is one, I'm actually reading this one right now, called The Girl in the Steel Corset. And I did what they always tell you not to do, is judge a book by its cover. The cover was so beautiful I couldn't help it. So this one takes place in 1897 England. And 16-year-old Finley Jane has no one except the thing inside her. When a young lord tries to take advantage of Finley, she fights back and wins. But no normal Victorian girl has a darker side that makes her capable of knocking out a full-grown man with one punch. Only Griffin King sees the magical darkness inside her that says she's special, says she's one of them. The orphaned Duke takes her in from the gas-lit streets against the wishes of his band of misfits. Emily, who has her own special abilities, and an unrequited love for Sam, who is part robot, and Jasper, an American cowboy with a shadowy secret. So far, it's exciting, and it's the first book in a series called The Steampunk Chronicles. Steampunk is a style of fiction that I've just started reading and really enjoy, taking place in Victorian times, but with modern type inventions and things woven into it. So it's really good so far. That's all I can say. I haven't made it to the end yet, but Girl in the Steel Corset. I mentioned e-reading before, and one of my own personal New Year's resolutions was to read more ebooks. I read a lot in print, but I wanted to try e-reading, so that was my New Year's resolution. And I'm happy to say that in April, I am meeting my New Year's resolution. I was lucky enough to win an e-reader in a raffle. So I have my own e-reader now, and I've tried all the ones we have here at the library, and I love it. I was really surprised. I thought, I don't know what I thought. I didn't think it was going to be as fun as it is, but I really like it. And the first book I read on my e-reader was this one called Heaven is for Real by Todd Burpo. I read this one, and it, not from a recommendation, just because I logged into the digital books catalog into Overdrive through our website and found that it was one of the first ones that came up that was available. So I was like, okay, I'll take that one. And this one is about a little boy named Colton Burpo who made it through an emergency appendectomy. And his family was overjoyed. His survival through this medical nightmare was truly miraculous. Colton, who was not quite 4 years old, told his parents he left his body during the surgery. He talked of visiting heaven and relayed stories told to him by people he met there, whom he had never met in his life, and shared events that happened even before he was born. So it was really a moving story. It was told by his father, and what the experience had been like of almost losing his child, and then for his child to come through it and have these amazing stories to tell. So heaven is for real. Next one I wanted to tell you about is a series we have here at the library called Book Lust. And with these books, the next book to read, what do I read next, is every book lover's biggest dilemma. These were written by a librarian, Nancy Pearl, who works in Seattle, and she comes to the rescue with these fun, just really fun guides to the best reading, new and old. They're lists of books that you can read, and they're arranged by topics. And the themes of her lists are really, sometimes really random. And some of the ones in this first one, just the first book list, were novels written by women named Alice, Cold War spy fiction, King Arthur, New York, science for non-scientists, books on bicycling, and there's so much more. There's books about Elvis. I mean, if you're looking for something great to read or just wanted some commentary about books, these are really fun. And the newest one that just came out is Book Lust to Go, which is recommended reading for travelers, vagabonds, and dreamers. So they're just a lot of fun. If you love books and love reading, it's worth checking one out and just flipping through it to see what you get. Next up is a much older title, Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett. And this one we own in regular print, audiobook, DVD, downloadable audiobook, and downloadable ebook. So just about any format you could want, we have this. And the staff member who recommended this book said it was just delicious. So if that's not a recommendation, I don't know what is. The basic premise behind this story is in the town of Kingsbridge during the middle of the 12th century, the lives of those who are working to build the most amazing Gothic cathedral in the world become entwined through their ambitions, loves, and tribulations. It's a sensuous and enduring love story and an epic that shines with the fierce spirit of a passionate age. That's why it's delicious. So, Pillars of the Earth. I also wanted to mention this series called Catholicism, Journey Around the World and Deep into the Faith. This is a 10-part documentary series. And in this documentary, Father Robert Barron tells the story of Catholicism around the world using art, architecture, literature, music, and all sorts of Catholic tradition. The production crew traveled all over the world to film this, and this DVD set was donated to the library by the Knights of Columbus, John Boyle O'Reilly Council 85, and we thank them very much for the donation. We know many Catholic parishes around Massachusetts have been using this series. So we now own 2 sets. We have the set that was donated, and we bought an additional set because we wanted to reserve the set that we received as the donation just for Westborough residents. And the other one is available to anybody who would like to place a hold and check it out. I know St. Luke's Parish had a program on this, using this DVD series, and if you missed that program or you wanted to watch parts of it again, this is an opportunity for you to see that series at home. So just to know that we have that here. Another great young adult title, but I think will appeal to adults too, is called Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver. This one is about a girl named Samantha Kingston who has it all. Looks, popularity, the perfect boyfriend, even the best parking spot in the student lot. Friday, February 12th should just be another day in her charmed life, but instead It turns out to be her last. The catch is, though, Samantha still wakes up the next morning, living the last day of her life 7 times during one miraculous week. She'll untangle the mystery surrounding her death and discover the true value of everything that she's in danger of losing. When I first heard about this book, I thought it sounds like Groundhog Day. It wasn't. It was similar in that you're reliving the same day over and over, but it was so much better than that. So, but this one I would recommend for teens or adults. And lastly, I wanted to share iPad for seniors. This provides instructions for seniors on how to use the iPad, the original iPad, the iPad 2, including topics like connecting to Wi-Fi or 3G, using built-in applications, downloading apps from the App Store, browsing the web, taking pictures, and buying music. It's written as a book for seniors, but I was reading through it, getting ready for our show today, and I thought this would be useful for just about anybody. And it's got, really nice step-by-step screenshots and really clear instructions. So anybody who has an iPad or is thinking about buying one, this is a good book for you. So I hope you stop by the library, take a look at some of our new books and our staff recommendations. So come on in and check them out.